There we go. Okay. Equestria Girls. Sorry, I almost said Camelot Wedding. Because in a way, this is going to be similar. Because like with Chrysalis, I wanted to square away some stuff on Camelot Wedding itself. But the problem is, this video is not going to be so much of a square away. That and also, the reason I felt the need to talk about the episode with Chrysalis is because there were things they needed to be addressed. If you watched it, what can I say? I had to put some band-aids on. With this one, this is more of a how I wish it could have been. Admittedly, if I had been involved in writing the story, I doubt I would have thought of this. I do believe this is hindsight is 2020. But, see, I did like the movie, I did. Though, of course, once I started hearing some of the negativity, I started seeing that negativity had a point, unfortunately. So yeah, there are problems with it, and the fact that it exists is because of the community. We had all those humanized pictures. Although what I see the problem with that is, I have no problem believing that most humanized pictures were done for artistic reasons. Were done because we honestly wanted to see what our little ponies would look like as humans. But I have a feeling that there's at least a strong minority of the reason, like at least 35% of it, if we can actually put a percentile to it, it's probably for the same reason I like the human eyes, because, well, now we have insert pony here with boobies. Yeah, I'm Christian, but I ain't gonna lie, I've got a libido, screw you. So, to some extent, that does kind of interfere with it, because I'll hand it to Hasbro. I'll hand it to the makers of the movie. They did do well in avoiding being overly sexualized. They did well at that. I approve of that. Heck, that gets back to being Christian, but also it would have been way too easy just to simply have them all being skimpy. I mean, by some standards, they probably are skimpy, but, well, what can I say? There's some people that are going to more or less view any girl not wearing a dress as being a slut. But, getting off that, it was interesting to see them humanized. And also, I would like it noted, I have long since seen the movie. This is just me getting around to it. So, let's cut this segment here while I get my thoughts together. Oh, not scripting things is fun. Alright, first off, with Twilight not being able to fly in the movie. I have no problem viewing the ending of Magical Mystery Cure is not being canon. Normally I don't like taking canon stuff and saying it's not canon, but on the other hand, the various fourth wall breaks, I don't really inherently view them as canon. Look at Lesson 0, a lot of what Spike did, going with the idea that this actually happened, there is a My Little Pony universe and we are describing the events there. Like the people involved in writing the stories, somehow get like psychic visions, if you will. That would have been literary license. Literary license! Yay! Now the Asians can hate me! But, getting back to it. Okay, so I have no problem believing that Twilight actually didn't fly in the end of Magical Mystery Cure, and also, Digibrony did give us the somewhat reasonable excuse of this being gliding. However, an excuse that Digibrony gave us about something else that I'm more willing to accept, and is the next point, Twilight having clothing. Personally, that one is where my suspension of disbelief would even say go ahead in an adult movie, with the idea that she all of a sudden, that she magically has clothes. Because it's inconvenient to deal with. In a little kid's show, you can't just have her running around nude, but Digi brought up the interesting possibility that those are actually her saddlebags. If nothing else, it would explain where she got her backpack. So, chances are at least that happened. But as Digibrony points out, this doesn't explain how Spike has a collar. Again, it's a kid's show. Well, movie in this case, but still. So, what was my next problem? My eyes move. Give me a moment to think on that and I'll get back to you. Wow, I'm disorganized. I got it! Okay, so my next point is on essentially what could be easily written off as a reasonable amount of plot convenience. The fact that Sunset Shimmer, we don't know where human Sunset Shimmer is. Well, to that, I would like to point out, yeah, we know where human Twilight is, but she's not present. And we've got just about anyone who the fandom cares about going to this school. You got Photo Finish, and I never really got the impression Photo Finish was young. I was under the impression she was older. Now, it could be that she really is the same age as the main six, but on the other hand, to me, she feels older, so I have no problem believing that, hey, Sunset Shimmer might actually be an old woman or might be really young. That, and also, she could be dead. Admittedly, hey, there was even this picture that, made it sound like Sunset Shimmer killed herself, essentially. But I have no problem believing she's maybe died young. She may have already been dead. She might have aged to death. I mean, come on. Celestia and Luna are over 1,000 years old. And yet there's a Luna and Celestia. Plot convenience. Huzzah! Though I do have to admit, I do hope, because as I understand it, they are going to do a spin-off. I want to say they are. And I hope they do, because I hope they explain, well, I hope they include Twilight in it. I hope they have her coming to school, meeting the other of the main six. Otherwise, I'd just rather it not happen, because I think it's supposed to happen, but I'll admit, I would rather it some reason not happen if they aren't going to do that. It would annoy me and depress me. I'd rather just assume for some reason she starts going to school there. Because, well, just think about how Twilight was at the beginning, and then how much happier she was when she realized the magic of friendship. Also, Human Sunset Shimmer, that one I could easily see her growing up, for lack of a better way to put it, normally, because, she didn't get apprenticed to this godly entity. So I could easily see human Sunset Shimmer, if she does exist elsewhere, and could easily be, again, in a completely different continent. She might have, been able to live a reasonably normal, healthy, happy life, maybe never become the power-obsessed cunt that Pony Shimmer was. Though I will grant it to her, she wasn't a monster. I'd say she was still evil. In fact, yeah, she was evil. No two ways about it. I mean, if nothing else, she is a very dark neutrality at best. She was just too comfortable with making people suffer. Much in the same reason I would say that Discord was probably evil too. But, oh yeah, that's what I thought about. So yeah, I have no problem believing Human Sunset Shimmer is just, conveniently somewhere else. And also, I would say chances are everybody has an alternate version, but who says everybody has to? Who knows, maybe Human Sunset Shimmer's mom got killed in a car wreck, and therefore could not have Sunset Shimmer. It's very possible. Heck, there could be unique ponies on the other side, you never know. Well, boobies. Pause for... Oh crap, I made this too long. Oh well, 2 videos for the price of 1. If you love me, you'll watch both of them. If you don't love me, then why the heck are you watching me in the first place?